as someone who played the game, I was really curious how you adapt something that's already based on movies. And I think it's interesting how you guys took the time loop angle. Can you tell me a little bit about how that decision came about?
It was kind of a meta thing, but we talked about, Blair and I, the co-writer, had discussed when you're playing a game and you die and then you reset and you play again, and it's different each time. So it's not, Super Mario Brothers where you're learning the patterns of the movements of the enemies and something. So it's so different, and we thought how cool that would be to introduce into a horror movie that like when you die, you're suddenly in a different horror movie. Because the game is such a love letter to horror movies, so we thought this would be a really cool idea to sort of introduce that idea into the movie.
We all got murdered, and now we're here again.
So the night is just gonna repeat itself.
I don't remember that happening last time.
You brought Peter Stormare back, and I'm curious, when looking at who was cast in the original and who you were going to bring back, what were those conversations like, and how did you go, Peter's the guy?
Well, it's really about Dr. Hill, the character he plays, because we wanted the game to feel like one part of a story, the movie to feel like another part of that same story. And we think Dr. Hill is really kind of the master of ceremonies, and really it's his story probably, that can unfold throughout the franchise. We're using him as kind of the connective tissue. In terms of other actors and stuff, we just thought the characters in the game had their story in the game, and we would introduce a whole new set of characters that Dr. Hill would interact with.
I was just very excited to have Hill come back because that meant getting to work with Peter Stormare, who's awesome to work with. And I mean, he's just very memorable in everything he does.
Yeah.
I'm looking for my sister. Does she look familiar to you?
She's gone missing. Up the road, there's a place stuck in time.
For years and years and years, people kind of wrote off video game adaptations as like, this is going to be inherently bad. And then I feel like The Last of Us came along and the conversation shifted very abruptly. So I'm curious for you, how did The Last of Us impact the making of Until Dawn?
It feels like that video game curse has been lifted in some ways, because not just with The Last of Us, but now you have like Sonic and Mario and Minecraft. Like it feels like, okay, something of, it's sort of past the stigma of, it's not the Super Mario Brothers of was it the 80s?
Yeah, yeah. But that's how comic books were treated in the 90s. I mean, there was Fantastic Four. I mean, people, it's almost like they didn't know what they had when they were adapting it. And I feel like that was with video games too. I don't know if it's now a respect for the genre by people who aren't gamers, or it's gamers who are now getting into the jobs who understand what the
I think
the genre
so. That
is,
like everyone, from the 80s and on, like games are now part of life, just like movies and books and comics and everything. It's nothing. It's not looked down upon in the same way that it maybe was before.
Yeah.
What is that?